In this last part of Unit 1, Section 2, we're going to look at evaluating functions, kind of functional notation, which you had some exposure to in Intermediate Algebra 1. We're going to look at number 26, and then we will look at number 31 as well. So, if you remember functional notation, they're asking us to find g of negative 3 if g of x equals 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. So let's actually get this over here and give ourselves a little more room. So remember, g of x is equal to that, so this is in kind of that place where the x is, which means we have to substitute negative 3 in every place I see an x over here in my expression. So we're going to put negative 3 in. So if you remember, you got 3x squared, so I've got 3. Now in for this x right here, we're going to put negative 3. And there's a square on that. And then minus 4. And then in for this x, we're going to put negative 3. And then plus 5. Now, if you remember, if you just look at this first part, I've got an exponent on this, and I have multiplication between the 3 times the negative 3 squared. I've got to do the exponent first. Common mistake, kids want to multiply first. So negative 3 in parentheses squared, which means negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. So this is really 3 times a positive 9. This right here gives me a positive 9. And then minus a negative 12 if I do 4 times negative 3, and then plus 5. Now if you remember, this turns into a plus. So I really have, and I'm going to do this multiplication, so I really have 27 plus 12 and plus 5. And now I can go, once it's adds and subtracts, I just go left to right, so 27 plus 12 is 39. 39 plus 5 is 44. So g of negative 3 is 44. Now, if I go down here, and we'll show you another one, we're going to go to number 31. Now, if you notice number 31, we're finding f of, and it's negative 5r, so it's something with a variable in it. Nothing changes. Whatever is in here has to get put in for the variable x over in this expression. So I'm going to put negative 5r right in there where I have to square that x, and I'm going to put it in over there where I multiply by 3. So inside I'm going to square this, so in for that x I'm going to put negative 5r. It must go in parentheses. And then I have plus 3 times negative 5r, and then plus 2. So we're going to take negative 5r in parentheses squared. Now what that really means is negative 5r times negative 5r. Squaring means multiply by itself. Notice if I take a negative times a negative, it's a positive 25, and then you have r times r, which is going to give you r squared. So this is 25r squared. And then it's plus 3 times negative 5r, which is going to be plus negative 15r, or we're going to just write it as minus 15r, and plus 2. Now, if you notice the last example I did, we got just one single number output. If you notice algebraically, none of these three terms, there's 3 terms there, are like terms. We got an r squared term, an r term, and a constant or a number term. You cannot simplify that expression anymore, so that is the expression we're going to get for our answer.